Welcome to today's webinar on IT and the Indian auto components industry, what to expect in 2016. My name is Neha and I'm your moderator for today. As part of the panel of speakers for today, we have Imama Mistry, practice head for Microsoft SharePoint and Business Intelligence. She has over 12 years of industry experience and manages projects from consulting to development and deployment through maintenance and support. We also have Mr. Manan Thakkar as a subject matter expert. Manan's expertise lies in enterprise consulting and solution design for enterprise solutions including ERP, CRM, mobility, and IoT. Since most of you are here, let's get started with the presentation. I will now hand over the webinar to Imama, who will take you through the presentation. You can also follow the conversation online via Twitter at Indusa IT Solve as mentioned on the screen. Feel free to post questions at any time in the question and answer box and we will respond to them at the end of the webinar.
Good evening, everyone. This is Imama Mistry, and I'm pleased to be here today giving insight on what lies in store for auto components manufacturers in terms of information technology in 2016. Moving on to the agenda, in the next 45 minutes of the webinar, we will provide a glimpse of the Indian auto components industry with some statistics, industry's current trends and challenges companies are facing within, and the key reasons for adoption. After this quick industry introduction, we will walk you through the key IT trends that you may adapt during 2016. We will also provide next steps as a starting point for creating your company's unique IT adoption strategy. You will also get to know the benefits earned by adopting these IT trends. The session will be concluded with a live Q&A. I hope by the end of this webinar, you'll be able to figure out the right strategy to deploy in 2016, which can help you build deeper, more meaningful relationships with your stakeholders while you scale your business. The auto components industry in India. Here's a quick snapshot of the size of the auto components industry in India and where we are heading to. Some of these may not be new, but nevertheless, here's a glimpse. Turnover of the Indian auto components sector stood at $3.535 million in financial year 2013 and 14, and the industry is expected to reach $115 billion by 2020. The Indian automobile market is estimated to become the third largest in the world by 2016 and will account for more than 5% of the global vehicle sales. India is emerging as a global hub for auto component sourcing. This slide takes a closer look at some of the notable trends in the Indian auto components sector. Major global OEMs have made India a component sourcing hub for their global operations. Several global tier 1 suppliers have also announced plans to increase procurement from their Indian subsidiaries. The growth of global OEM sourcing from India and the increased dominance of global OEMs is turning the country into a preferred designing and manufacturing base. Domestic players are acquiring global companies to gain access to the latest technology, expand their client base, and diversify revenue streams. With success comes greater challenges and expectations. Fluctuations in raw material costs, meeting customer demands for product quality and timelines, and procurement of raw materials are damaging the importance of the supply chain. To sustain the current growth and face the increasing competition in the global and domestic markets, the Indian auto component firms need to create a new set of competitive advantages based on value capture rather than cost reduction. Due to increasing demand of quality products, automotive component suppliers, which work closely with vehicle manufacturers, will be assessed continuously and most thoroughly for the quality of their work. Quick access to reliable business information is a key bottleneck, as the auto component firms possess disparate systems, including manual paper-based processes. Auto manufacturers are demanding that their suppliers deliver more complete systems rather than just parts or components. Now, let's take a quick audience poll. What, according to you, are the challenges your organization faces in today's market?
Okay, so I think most of you have responded to the poll that we have seen. Half of the people feel that the price competitiveness is a key for them, and increasing demand for the highest quality of the work, that is contributing to more than 30% of the overall poll. While the fluctuation in raw material cost and quick access to reliable information share equally at around 5 to 7%. And the remaining one is about the ability to deliver the integrated system. So you can see that the price competitiveness and increasing in demand, that is a major factor to our audience at this point. So I think moving down further into this presentation, we'll be able to get more idea in terms of how these challenges can be overcome and what are things are industry players doing these days. So I think, Mama, you can discuss further about this.
Thanks, Manan. Let's move on. Now we'll take on why is there a need for adoption and current status. In a situation where the impact of IT investments cannot be easily seen, what factors influence IT adoption for the auto component manufacturers? Evidently, the need for having better control over the inventory is the most important reason to implement IT systems in a firm. This is followed by the need to improve business process flows and increase operational efficiency in the processes. In order to increase their competitive advantage with an upward trend, organizations have to employ new technologies and adopt themselves with the new systems so that they can gain significant strength over others and grab the opportunities available in the market. Technological advancements have helped businesses and organizations transfer on their fingertips, thereby increasing customer value. The tables on the right show how innovation waves have moved from growth in the 1950s to the consolidation in the 2000s and how we are now moving towards digitization. If you look at the current status of IT adoption by auto component companies in India, 57% of the companies have adopted ERP, followed by 41% in intranet, and then we have the CRMs, Salesforce automation, and supply chain management deployments. IT trends in 2016. Moving on to the core of our presentation, the next few slides will cover the trends in 2016, what it is expected to bring with. This section will predominantly be covered by Manan, who is our subject matter expert. But do expect me to pitch in at times to provide further clarification for my experience in working with global organizations on technology implementation. The key trends that we will see in 2016 include enterprise mobility, Internet of Things, generally known as IoT, collaboration and content management, big data, next generation ERP systems, and cloud technologies. Over to you, Manan.
Thanks, Imama. Thanks for setting up the stage. And I'm really glad to be covering the top IT trends for all of you here. Good afternoon, everybody. So over the last few years, several enterprises in the auto components industry have adopted mobile technologies to obtain updated information while on the move. Organizations have started reaping benefits associated with the mobility adoption in your industry. And now, instant access to critical data on the go not only helps in taking quick decisions, but also helps enterprises engaged in manufacturing to precisely manage their resources and prevent wastage, contributing to cost efficiency. The automated task leads to reduced manual errors, smooth and real-time flow of data and information improves response time to all stakeholders, including suppliers, vendors, and customers. So, what should the auto parts companies be looking at in 2016 in terms of enterprise mobility? Let's have a quick look at some mobility scenarios for your industry. So we'll start with first the mobile solution for logistic and transport facilitate order entry, proof of delivery, shipping and receiving details, asset management, check-in and boarding, and helps improve the profitability and productivity of your logistics and business operations. You can also track your fleet in real time, monitor drivers' route and dispatch tasks efficiently, and get every single detail about the vehicle, route, location, driver, time, and delivery of the products. The second one we have is the inspection application. That is for the auto parts component quickly check allows inspection personnel to complete the entirely paperless inspections from a simple questionnaire checklist to complex multi-level safety inspection using a mobile device. Now, all these actions that an inspector has to do can be done using the simple mobile device that is which he can carry anytime with him. The third one that we have is the warehouse management app. Now, this app allows you to optimize the use of warehouse space, improve employee efficiency, and provide better customer services by mobilizing the inventory storage and handling. This can be integrated with your ERP system and enable you to respond quickly to customer delivery requirements. And the last one that we have is the mobile solution for procurement that streamlines the purchasing and boosts the productivity by making it easy for business procurement professionals to complete the important task while they are on the mobile. No matter where they are, managers can create and approve shopping carts directly from their mobile devices and reduce the time for requisition to purchase. The field sales app that allows you, the sales personnel, to access accounts, contacts, leads, opportunities, activities, codes, orders, and analytics using a mobile device and accelerate the decision-making process and collaborate in real time with the immediate access to the data. There are various mobile apps available or can be customized for management and employees, like for CPQ, which is a quotation price, I think compare price and quotation, expenses and time tracking, HR and approvals, and so on to make the processes faster and help in better decision making. So here is a dashboard screen of a warehouse management app. Now this app receives a consignment, verifies the packages, report the damages if there is any. It can take pictures, You can annotate the same pictures and report for the damage if there is any, putting the consignment packages onto a warehouse location, and include other outbound shipping features. Let's have a look at an inventory inspection mobile application that helps the inspection officers to enter inspected data at a warehouse, which is sent to the system through web services. It is integrated with the company's ERP system and includes various features like inspection process, complex filtering, sampling, inspection, reports, and synchronizes process. Another very useful mobile app is the Field Sales app. Now, this app enriches the productivity of the sales representative during the customer visit. It helps in better planning and tracking, and also it provides your executive with a critical insight in the sales process on the go. Similar to this is a field service mobile application. Now that increases the productivity and effectiveness of the field service personnel with an efficient field service, seamless order management, and offline work support anytime, anywhere from their mobile devices. Now let's look into what is IoT, which is Internet of Things. So which is our next trend. IoT is the heart of the transformation. It connects people, machine, vehicles, parts, and services to streamline the flow of information, enable real-time decisions, and enhance automotive experiences. The auto components and automotive industry is beginning to transform their business practices and recognize that in time, IoT will touch nearly every area of automobile operations and customer engagement. So let's move to the next slide. The auto component industry has direct contact with OEMs and automobile manufacturers who fully embrace technologies and demand for innovation, as well as connections with the vehicles in operation. Parts and component supplier, which are other additional things and which can be helpful in that. Auto part manufacturers, fleet operators, and dealers must stay current with the latest technologies, but also capitalize on the business value possible for earning customer loyalty. With IoT, you can manufacture and distribute products efficiently and cost effectively. Logistics for components and products and the resources necessary to move them can be enhanced and optimized with a real-time insight into orders, location, and transit conditions. Tremendous volatility in both the availability of raw material and in price fluctuations, constantly, which is changing the efficiency of the supply chain. With RFID-enabled sensors on the auto parts and such other scenarios, they can determine the optimal inventory levels at each tier within the supply chain. IoT innovation in the automotive and auto component industry is also entering into marketing, sales, and aftermarket functions of the organization. Leading automobile manufacturers, suppliers, and dealers are already investing heavily in IoT and realizing the returns that range from ultra-efficient inventory management to the real-time promotions that grow sales. The application of the IoT concept to industrial environment has attracted a lot of interest these days. GE has coined the term called industrial internet, while IBM is pushing the concept of smart factories. Here the German industry uses the term called Industry 4.0, while the aircraft manufacturing giant Airbus talks about the factory of the future. Let me take a few cases here and explain what exactly these companies are doing and how they are using IoT in their organization. 3D models are very unique and important type of virtual model that can be used. The use of sensors, lasers, and localization technologies has enabled the creation of links between the virtual 3D world and the physical world. For example, Siemens showcased a complete assembly line with an associated virtual model in the 3D factory simulation environment. Sensors on the moving parts of the assembly line sends the movement data back to the IT system. Now these data will be then translated into position data in the 3D system in real time, and accordingly the virtual model will function. That will give you a complete visualization of the entire assembly line on a virtual 3D model. Augmented reality is another interesting area in which we are seeing the coverage between 3D models and the physical world. especially in the context of training and quality assurance. For example, Airbus Mira, which is mixed reality application, allows shop floor workers to access a 3D model using a specialized device consisting of a tablet PC with an integrated sensor pack. Leveraging location devices on the aircraft and on the tablet PC, Mira can show a 3D model of the aircraft from the user's perspective, augmenting it with additional production-related data. Airbus' adoption of Mira has allowed them to reduce the time needed to inspect the 60 to 80,000 brackets in their Airbus fuselage from 3 weeks down to just 3 days. Now you can just imagine how efficiency can be achieved by implementing this IoT within the factory itself. Since the automotive industry requires a lot of outsourcing, there is a much confusion and mismanagement between employees from various parts of the world. Imama would talk to you about this trend now.
Sure, Manan. SharePoint can be used to create a portal where interaction, communication, and collaboration are no more a problem. Document management features can be used to manage all content in one place for easy access by anyone who needs them without any hassle. SharePoint 2013 is an enterprise collaboration environment that transforms the way businesses connect people, content, and data, increasing the efficiency of the business processes. More than 78% of Fortune 500 companies use SharePoint for collaboration and content. It allows your employees to communicate and collaborate through intranet portals. SharePoint is a global platform, allowing your employees across countries access a single solution. It allows single sign-on for your various applications, thus making individual logins redundant. A role-based user interface for business intelligence and collaboration that works across several of the company's enterprise applications is an additional benefit. SharePoint's features and capabilities include enterprise content management, project management, business intelligence, enterprise search, personal sites, and news feeds, creating a common platform for all your stakeholders. When a new process are designed for implementation, the data analytics, reporting, and business intelligence features can be used to draft analytical reports for the new data. A very important scenario that several organizations across the globe are implementing is the use of SharePoint as a front-end consolidation solution for your backend systems, including the ERP and CRM. All users need not log in into the ERP or CRM systems to view their reports or statuses. Instead, SharePoint consolidates and brings all these views into a single screen, thereby making it very user-friendly and, more importantly, saving on huge licensing costs for the ERP and CRM. SharePoint is known as a best collaboration tool. An intranet portal was built for an organization with events, modules, document management, visitor details capturing, meeting details, capturing of company information, conducting surveys, announcements, birthday reminders, holiday listing, and like. There's a daily meeting feature for entry on machine status and its report generation. It also includes a module for MIS reports where companies' ERP reports are linked with the portal based on user roles. Another example, a capital asset disposition system and a machine move process was built using SharePoint to automate the manual disposal process of assets and enable views of process logs. Any location that doesn't want to use the asset completes the form specifying the asset details and estimated net book value of the asset. The initiator on the form decides whether the asset was used in another plant, can be used elsewhere, or should be completely disposed. Based on the options selected, an approval workflow is initiated. Okay, the next case that we have, with project management built on SharePoint platform, you can easily manage your projects, programs, and portfolios. It helps you centralize project information, facilitate team interaction, streamline project reporting, and foster team collaboration. Like every organization, you would also want the IT, HR, and admin processes to be automated in order to reduce manual efforts and save time. Self-service forms on SharePoint empowers your employees to access the desired data in real time to complete their task at hand. It enables your employees to simply fill up the required forms from the intranet site and make his or her work easier without involving anyone.
Okay. Thanks, Mama. Let me take the next trend, which is on big data. Now, this is another key trend, which includes the big data and analytics that can help auto components manufacturer not only store and secure large volume of data, but also enable advanced analytics at both the local and enterprise level. Big data facilitates narrow customer segmentation so that products and services can be tailored to do better, meet needs and demands of the customer both now and for the next generation of products. Information such as operational performance, benchmarking, production or quality concerns, supply chain risk factors, spending patterns, and other critical information that was either not available or only available through reporting after it happened can be delivered into the hands of business decision makers in real time. Now let's look at the scenarios. You can see some of the areas in automotive industry that is impacted by big data. Real-world data collected from billions of miles driven undoubtedly influence the safety, aerodynamics, performance, power algorithms, and other fundamental elements of the automobile industry. Being able to monitor specific product performance holds the potential to shorten the product development process by quickly identifying those areas where the product design and development needs to prioritize. Analysis of data and in-field performance will influence which components are chosen and will pinpoint when selected parts should be redesigned for a specific task. Big data and analytics solutions provide a single, extensible repository for all multi-channel customer information, enabling advanced analytics of all the customer transactional data and external data sources, like social media is one of the example over here. Supply chain management optimized by big data will help manufacturers continue to bring new efficiency from the procurement process. If you understand warranty trends by car, by component, by geography, by season, and the product performance problems, then one can leverage that data to greatly improve the effectiveness of the inventory distribution and supply chain systems. Predictive maintenance and asset optimization solutions leverage big data and analytics to maximize asset performance, predict asset failures, and optimize quality and supply chain processes to drive enterprise-wide efficiency and profitability. Microsoft Dynamics AX, that's the leading next generation ERP product. Microsoft spends a significant amount of research and development funds to enable a powerfully simple application that helps drive efficiencies, productivity, and collaboration across your business and network of the customers and vendors. I would say Dynamics AX is the only tier 1 ERP solution that enables you to run your business in a single box across industry and geographies.
To add to this, Manan, Dynamics AX provides a complete end-to-end industry-specific solution that covers a wide range of industries, including the manufacturing sector. The screen describes manufacturing industry operational business scenarios, horizontal operational business scenarios, and administrative core business scenarios.
Absolutely right, Mama. To be competitive on a global scale, auto component manufacturers must acquire a significant new ERP capabilities because continued reliance on aging legacy or internally developed systems is no longer a realistic alternative. A next generation ERP like Microsoft Dynamics AX is capable of supporting a number of highly specialized functions such as processing incoming demand from individual trading partners via EDI transactions, translating customer demand information into various matrices, including cumulative quantities, discrete quantities, release authorization numbers, and Kanbans, integrating sales schedules and forecasting systems, maintaining cumulative receipt quantities and shipped quantities by date, program management including estimating and cost tracking capabilities, engineering change notice and management including change request and order management, automated task workflows tracking, bill of materials and routing, and update management. Quality management including the policy engineering, product planning aspects of quality as well as necessary day-to-day operational procedures, and supply chain management applying the proven principles to strengthen and streamline the entire process, procure to pay process and life cycle. An ERP implementation was done using the Microsoft Dynamics AX 2012 R3 for various modules including inventory, purchase, finance, etc. that lead to a process excellence with improved process metrics and productivity. Here is another screen that describes a purchase order form. Microsoft Dynamics AX 2012 was implemented for one of the manufacturers that included core ERP capabilities across the organization spanning multiple legal entities and operational units. I think ERP is a vast topic which requires a lot of debate and discussion, but I think to keep the webinar within this time limit, I think we can move on to the next trend, which is about cloud computing. Coming to our last trend of this presentation, we will give you the brief on how cloud technologies can be helpful for your industry. Cloud technology offers a platform that can take any enterprise solution that you are using on-premise currently to the cloud. So you are free to scale up, scale down, and innovate at a speed you need. For an instance, with Office 365, the Microsoft Cloud helps people collaborate from virtually anywhere at any time using a software that everybody knows, protected by enterprise-grade security. So no matter where business takes you, people, they get things done faster and more efficiently for you.
Anand, can you share a few examples on why one could move to the cloud?
I think that's a very good question. Actually, you can transform your sales teams into top performers that engage customers in meaningful ways, deepen relationships, and deliver amazing customer experiences. Next is your enterprise has more data than it could have ever imagined. Getting valuable insight from these huge sets of data can be challenging and slow. You can enable your organization to become more responsive and quickly seize the opportunities. You can increase productivity by having instant access to all the documents, contents, colleagues, and the tools that can get any job done for you anywhere and anytime. And you can enable teams to self-organize, get aligned quickly, and collaborate seamlessly on content, respond faster to the change, and identify new opportunities through increased visibility across geographies and departments. A leading market research firm IDC predicts that a cloud computing revenue will not only increase during the next 5 years, but it will change the way organizations use technology. 52% of organizations across the globe are shifting their business apps to the cloud, which covers all the trends we showed in the previous slides. Now that's a huge number, guys. Next we have is another audience poll. So I think you will have a question in front of your screen with answers. You can just choose which trend you see yourself implementing in 2016. Okay, so I think you have the question in front of you. Do you see enterprise mobility implementing at your end, IoT, collaboration and content management, big data, or upliftment of your existing ERP to a next generation ERP? Okay, I think most of you have submitted your vote. 50% feels that enterprise mobility is something they are definitely going to implement. I think 40% feel that IoT is something they would definitely like to go for. There's an equal contribution coming for collaboration and content management and big data. Definitely something people are not yet able to understand the potential of big data, but I'm sure if not in 2016, but 2017 or 2018, you are definitely going to come with big data. And a handful of people feel that they should improve on their ERP and go to the next level of ERP that potentially would be on a cloud. Adoption of new technology does come down to a comparison of costs and benefits. However, that evaluation is impacted by specific issues that create a gap that resists change to adopt a new technology. The most critical challenge faced by the management is the lack of alignment between business goals and IT initiatives. Another major concern faced by the management when it comes to IT adoption is the annual IT spend that includes purchase of new software or applications, as well as the software maintenance cost, which is, I would say, a very higher cost. And due to this, many organizations drop the idea of adopting IT solutions. Partial business knowledge with IT team makes it difficult for them to configure a solution that provide required functionalities for running the business effectively. Also, unrealistic expectations of the IT team from their management is one of the reasons why organizations hesitate to adopt the new technology solutions. Long turnaround time needed by the technology vendor for an IT project that requires relatively less time is a vital issue faced by the organizations for adopting any new technology. One of the major roadblocks faced by the organizations while adopting the new technology initiatives is inadequate knowledge of the technology or doubts about its usefulness among the employees. Ultimately, employees are the people who will use the technology, so it is important to know their response and how do they feel about the technology.
Manan, I know that it is imperative that you identify these issues and solve them at the initial stage. This can also be accomplished by creating a proper roadmap for technology adoption. And that's where our next slide helps us when we talk about looking ahead. Auto components firms must visualize themselves differently if they are to move to the next level of industrial development and competitiveness. The goal must be to create an environment where IT is seen as an integral component to achieve competitiveness and not as a service often provided by external sources. 6 roadmap elements that will help achieve this include developing a holistic strategy, creating experience-based differentiation, creating an integrated social ecosystem, developing systems of engagement and integrating to systems of record, enabling effectiveness, and moving insight delivery from descriptive to prescriptive. The idea should be to develop a data-based decision-making perspective and see IT as more than a transaction system. The auto component firms should work closely with IT firms to enable them to understand the unique peculiarities of their firm and implement a solution which is customized to be a best fit for their organization. Focus should be on reducing lead times in all activities using IT processes and tools, as this will reduce the cost drastically.
Okay, so I think as a part of conclusion, let's talk about the IT adoption benefits. As organizations adopt these trends moving forward, the innovative use of IT will be a game changer that can significantly strengthen the working of auto component firms. The benefits of this IT adoption includes deploying a new technology tools that help increase the operational efficiencies by improving workflow and managing cost, providing streamlined business process flows which include fewer errors and delays in the task, effectively managing the supply terms with their customers as the system expect orders through the extranet, reducing the time taken to receive the orders considerably, receiving and confirming orders online and therefore consume less time, delivering real-time accurate information on the inventory production schedule and materials as and when required, providing accurate demand forecasting that assists companies to optimize their operations dynamically in order to reduce the wastage and rapidly adapt to customer requirements as market conditions change. So I think that sums up from our side. Neha, over to you.
Thank you, Manan. Let me introduce Indusa and how we assist organizations in their technology adoption over the next couple of slides. Founded in 1989 in the US, Indusa is a software solutions and consulting company focused on providing cutting-edge technology solutions to clients worldwide. We work largely in the technology consulting space and provide system integration and IT services. We are headquartered in Illinois and have development centers in Ahmedabad and Pune. We have worked with over 500 clients spanning 14 countries, and since our inception, 80% of our client relationships have lasted for over 8 years. We predominantly work with manufacturing firms including equipment, engineering, and automotive. Our services include design and development, support and maintenance, integration, quality assurance testing, modernization, and business intelligence. Our key practice areas include Microsoft Dynamics AX ERP, Microsoft Dynamics CRM, enterprise mobility, Microsoft SharePoint, modernization, and custom application management. I would like to quickly know whether you want to have a 2-hour free assessment to understand your organization's IT roadmap for 2016. Thank you, everyone. We are now open for the question and answer session. If you have any questions, send us a message via chat and we'll address them now. We'll be happy to answer all your questions. So we have our first question from Mr. Patil. How long does it typically take to implement an ERP solution? Manan, can you please answer to this?
Well, that totally depends upon the software that you choose and the size of the company who is looking for this implementation. Starting from few weeks to few months, actually. Out of all ERPs, Microsoft Dynamics AX is easy to install and use. All you need to do is just to ensure that it is the development cycle of the project fits with your organization needs and the expectation.
Thank you, Manan. Ms. Sunita has a question here and she's asking, what is the main difference between on-premises and cloud-based solutions? Imama, would you like to take this forward?
Sure. As the name suggests, on-premises software is run on computers within the premises of an organization. In this case, all the data and the information that is stored is inside the premise of the company too. In recent years, there has been a steady growth in the popularity of the web-based solutions. So cloud-based software implies that the software and all the relevant data is accessible through the internet and is displayed in a web browser.
Thanks, Imama. Okay. Another question we have is from Mr. Deshmukh, which is, What are the implications and benefits of mobile for SMEs? Manan, can you please answer to this query?
Sure. I think the fast access to data has benefits for any size of the company. Every business has the same need to make better decisions and values personal time for employees just as much. Larger companies in some ways actually are faced with more challenges than SME. They typically have the difficulty of dealing with multi-language, multi-plant, multi-currencies, while the SMEs companies do not. I hope that answers my question. There's another one coming from Mr. Ganesh, which I think he is talking about IoT. His question is, uh, can IoT work on premise or do you always need a cloud? So I think the answer is yes, it can work on cloud and on-premise both, because IoT ultimately is more about the sensors talking to the network. It provides the information. So I think what protocol that has been decided will tell you how it is going to work and what outcome you are going to get by capturing that data. It is more about getting some meaningful output out of that, and which can work with both. But yes, you need to have a sensor information, some sensors collecting data, and then sending it across to the IT system.
Thanks, Manan. Due to time constraints, we need to end this session here. You can anytime send your questions at sales@indusa.com. With this, we come to an end of our presentation. Do visit www.indusa.com for more details on our service offerings. We thank you very, very much for your time, and we look forward to having you on other webinars as well. Have a great day.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.